What's going on, guys? Tiebreak here, back with another Warframe video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to farm Argon crystals in the Void. So I've been testing out different mission types and different tower levels, 1 through 4, just trying to see, a good way to get Argon crystals that's not too hard and that doesn't take, too long, but is still fun. So, when I've farmed things, I kind of want it to be fun because then you can actually do it without, without it just sucking and you not wanting to do it ever again. So I was doing some different missions and stuff like that, and I kind of categorize it in two sections. So there's the one section is basically like defense and survival. It's like the missions that can go on indefinitely. And then the other ones, like the capture and the exterminate, that's all on the other one. So I tried to do like the exterminate ones because they seemed a little easier, and you can kill all the enemies and then you can run through the whole level trying to look for them in all the rooms and trying to find the secret rooms with all the stuff. But I've been realizing that all of those type of missions that aren't just like constant enemies all the time is I barely found any Argon crystals. I would go through, like, I would do an exterminate mission and I would search, and it would just be really annoying, searching every single room, every single part of that room, trying to find secret rooms and all that stuff while you're fighting enemies, and just having to keep track of all that. It just got to the point where it just wasn't fun, and it was just kind of like annoying, oh, did I forget something, trying to get all this stuff, and then, maybe every 2 or 3 missions I'd come out with like one Argon crystal after, I've searched the whole thing, at least to the best of my abilities. I've gotten all the lockers and all the little like crates or whatever you call the little barrel things that you can destroy, and I was just almost completely unsuccessful, just barely getting any at all. And then I started doing more of the other type of mission, like the defense and survival missions, and I did a couple of the defense ones, and I was realizing that there just isn't enough enemies, constantly, and quickly the enemies would scale to a point where I'd have to evacuate, or maybe I would lose or fail the mission, and that wasn't fun. So I started doing survival missions, and that's when I actually got the success. So the video that I have right now showing you guys is actually a Tower 2 survival. So what I did, and this is actually, it's really fun, and it's actually really easy, is I go ahead and I take my Excalibur, grab 3 other people, so make sure you have 4 people, because the more people you have, the faster the enemies will spawn. So make sure you have 4 people. That's what I did. Grabbed 4 people, jumped in, and just went crazy. So basically, how I do it is take Excalibur, just survive for a couple minutes until you fill up your energy bar, and then take Exalted Blade out and just go crazy. Like, I pretty much lasted, I did this one that I'm showing you, I think we did 30 minutes straight, and I didn't put Exalted Blade away the whole time. And then I also did one yesterday where I did Exalted Blade, and we lasted 40 minutes and I didn't put Exalted Blade away. So I also have a carrier on, if you can see, and that's pretty helpful because you actually don't have to go and pick all the stuff up. It actually just sucks it up for you. So I would just go with Exalted Blade, just go through, kill as many enemies as I can, and I've noticed that I never really ran out of energy. Like, energy management wasn't really a problem at all. I had Energy Siphon on, and I don't think I really needed it. I've actually switched to using Steel Charge, so I can actually have more damage for the Exalted Blade, and then that means I can last longer in the survivals. And I've been noticing this all around, like, in other survival missions, not just in the Void, that Excalibur is really good, because if you can get enemies to spawn constantly, you can just kill them with Exalted Blade just back to back, especially if they're, it's got like good punch through, so it'll just wipe out a whole line of enemies all at once. So that's what I've been doing to kill lots and lots of enemies in the Void really quickly. So that's the key to getting Argon crystals, is getting Argon crystals to drop from enemies. So I've been doing that, and in this video by itself we did a 30-minute survival and I got 3 Argon crystals. So you just have to make sure, check where your teammates are, I've noticed that if you're in the same room as your teammates, a lot more enemies will spawn into that room. If you guys are really spread out, you'll be only encountering like a few enemies at a time. There's actually points in this video where I was running around looking for enemies because there was like one guy who was actually getting lots of spawning on him, and then there was like two guys in another room that were getting lots of spawns on them. So make sure to just, you know, converge with your group, try and follow them around just to get the bigger spawns. So, you know, after a while, I would say the Argon crystals didn't show up for a good bit of time. I would say at least until, you know, 15 or 20 minutes, but then, you know, I got 3 Argon crystals in this mission. I got one, I think, I'm not sure exactly around the time I got it, but the 2 were pretty much closer to the end. So I would say more towards that. I picked Tower 2 Survival just because it's not really that hard. It starts off like 15 to 20, and, you know, Exalted Blade is perfect for that range, and it'll go up pretty high. I think in the one I did before, I was getting to 40 minutes, and that was where it was getting a little bit tough. I was having a little trouble taking out the bigger enemies and the, you know, a little bit of, you know, like the heavy gunners and stuff like that. It was just getting a little bit more difficult. So I would just recommend, yeah, stick to Tower 2. Also, yeah, you don't really need Energy Siphon. I want to put Steel Charge on, then it can last even longer, but it's good because survival will constantly give you rewards too. So I think in this video, the 30-minute video, it was really lucky. We actually got 3 formal blueprints, so that was really amazing. I was really lucky with that. But I would just really recommend just going and, you know, trying a Tower 2 survival. Get your, you know, get your Excalibur ranked up to max, which isn't really that hard. Excalibur is like a really easy character to get, or Warframe to get, and yeah, just go crazy, get Exalted Blade out and just slash the hell out of them. It's just, it's, for me, it's not really grinding because it's a lot of fun. Well, it is grinding, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. Just, you know, going, just like killing, just like hundreds and hundreds of, you know, enemies, and it's just, it for me, it may not be the most efficient way, just because it's a Tower 2 survival. It may not be the most efficient way to get Argon crystals, but for me, it's the most fun. So, you know, a tip for you guys, just go in, just go try it out, see if you like it. You know, Argon crystals decay over, you know, 1 day, so make sure you just grab it right then and there and use it right away. But yeah, I would just recommend Tower 2 survival. All 4 people, follow them around, get your Excalibur out, get Exalted Blade out, just hack the crap out of them. If you want to, like I do, use a carrier, just because it'll suck up all the energy and all the loot and stuff like that, and all the Argon crystals up. And also, if you have a microphone, this is a good tip to let your teammates know that you're looking for Argon crystals, and ask them to mark them on the map. And if you find an Argon crystal, mark it on the map. You know, excuse me. All you have to do is put a waypoint on the Argon crystal. You'll see it's a little green orb, and it'll have a little green light once you pick it up. And if you